Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I tried to get my camera working and then I saw the battery was drained, so I didn't get to tape this look that I did today, but I will tape a look in the next few days. But today I wanted to talk about different foundations that I've tried and, the different ways you can wear foundation when you have an oily, acne-prone skin like I do. And I have several that I want to talk about, so I'll just go ahead and get started. The first one I want to talk about is Estee Lauder Double Wear. This is my everyday foundation that I wear. It is the only foundation that has ever stood up to the Florida heat and my ridiculously oily skin, so I highly recommend it. My shade is 6W1 Rich Ginger, and this foundation, I think it's about $32, which is pretty expensive, but I think it's worth it, when you have the problems that I have. And I think it's medium to full coverage, like you can get it down to medium, or you can build it up to very full coverage, so that's a really good thing. And they also have Estee Lauder Double Wear Light, if you want light coverage, but you want that oil control. The next foundation I'm going to talk about is Clinique's Perfectly Real Makeup. Now this foundation is just over $20. I think it's about $21, and you can get it at Clinique counters or at Sephora. And I think it has like medium coverage. I'm shade 45G. And it's fragrance free, which I really love because I'm very sensitive. I wear contact lenses, so I can't have any things like that near my eyes. And it's very hygienic. You see it has a small opening like this, unlike the Estee Lauder Double Wear, which does not come with a pump. And it's pretty good. It didn't make me break out, but one thing that I did have a problem with is oiliness. After about 6 hours, it would oxidize, turn darker on me, and get extremely oily. And that's something I can't deal with because I go to law school. I'm in school from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., so I really need a foundation that's going to last on my skin. So this isn't it. But if you do have, slightly oily to combination, maybe even dry skin, this would be a good foundation for you. But not for me, although it does have good coverage, so that's a good thing. The next foundation I'm going to talk about is the Queen Collection Compact Foundation. And this foundation, it's a little bit difficult to open. You just press this button and then you lift it up, and it's very weird. But it's a cream foundation, and it comes with a little sponge that I don't use. I use my own sponges that I get at Walgreens. And this foundation, it's pretty good. It covers very well, and it holds up to oily skin. But the thing about it is with cream foundations, they're a little bit difficult to blend. That's one thing I don't like about it. And plus, the color is not true to the way you see it. This color here, it seems like it would match my skin pretty well, I think. But it's way too dark. And so when you go to, Walmart and you're looking at these, make sure you get the next lightest shade to what you think would be your correct shade. And this foundation, it was less than $10, very inexpensive. Very good coverage, good for oily skin, so I would recommend this if you can't spend the $30-something on Estee Lauder Double Wear. The next foundation that I'm going to talk about is Revlon's Photo Ready. Now in this foundation I'm number 10 Caramel, and it actually matches pretty well. Even though it looks light in this tube, it looks a lot lighter than my skin tone, but it matches really well. And it is pretty good with oil control. You wouldn't think so, because people are like, oh, pick Color Stay over Photo Ready. But I actually prefer this to Color Stay, even though it does have a bit of shimmer, and that's a no-no on oily skin because, you look even oilier. But it is very good. It looks great in photos. It blends really well. I only use one pump for this, and if you've seen my previous videos, you know I have very bad skin and I need the coverage. But this here is very pigmented, hygienic because it has a pump, and it has the cap, so it won't be, coming out all over the place. So this is a good foundation. I think I would recommend it. It's less than $15. It's a little more expensive than the CoverGirl one, but if you want a liquid foundation instead of a cream, I'd go with this one if you want a drugstore one. The next foundation I want to talk about is Revlon Color Stay. And this is a very, very popular foundation, so I bought into the hype and I really wanted to get it because I have super oily skin and I was like, oh, this is just going to be so great for me. But I tried it, and this is probably the worst foundation I've ever tried in my life. For me, it's very important that I'm able to blend the foundation and get, a light layer that still covers. I don't want to have cakey skin. I don't want to, look fake. But this here, it looked very fake. It had like a rubbery look. And the smell, the smell is really, really bizarre. So even though it's cheap, I would not recommend this. I mean, it does cover. It covers amazingly, but it looks fake. So what's the point if you're going to look like you have fake skin? To me, I don't want to look too fake because I wear a lot of, I wear a lot of eyeshadow. A lot of times I'll wear a lot of lipstick, so I definitely don't want to, look too fake. The next foundation I'm going to talk about is MAC Studio Fix Fluid with SPF 15, which is kind of a no-no because it looks light in photographs, but it's pretty good. It also doesn't have a pump. You have to pay $5 extra to get a pump on top of like $27 that it already costs. So I was just like, this is a bit too expensive for me. And another problem I have with Studio Fix is that it doesn't have a shade for me. Like this is NC50, and the color, when I put it on, it is just entirely too dark. And I wore this foundation for probably about a month, and my brother came up to me one day and was like, Renda, why is your face so dark? So I was like, I've got to get rid of this, and that's when I got the Estee Lauder Double Wear, which is a really good shade for me. I have it on now, and it matches, my chest area pretty well. So if you can find a match in this, it's pretty good. It does oxidize a bit, and it does go even a little bit darker. So I don't know, but if you can find a match in it, go ahead. I'm also going to talk about Bare Minerals foundation, and I wear shade medium tan. And it is a good match for me. I really do like it, but Bare Minerals mineral makeup just does not have the coverage that I can get from liquid foundation or cream foundation. So I'm never going to like it. But I will sometimes use it as, I got a ton of it left. I will use it as, to set my foundation as a powder when I'm wearing that cream foundation that's too dark. I'll use that. And mineral foundation, at least with photography, it makes it look lighter when you photograph it. So when I put it over a darker liquid foundation and I put the powder over it, it looks the right color when I get in photos. So I still use it. I do like it, but it just doesn't have the coverage. And it really, like they claim it looks really natural. I don't think so. It looks powdery. Now I have two other foundations that I'd recommend to you guys that I actually don't have any of right now. And they're both relatively inexpensive, and you can get them at Walmart, you can get them at drugstores, wherever. And that will be L'Oreal True Match and Maybelline Dream Liquid Mousse. Both of those are good for oily skins, and both have a variety of colors, especially the True Match. Like I had my exact match in that True Match. So it really is a true match. But one thing, it was a bit too light for me, and it got really oily. But it would only get oily after like 6 hours, but since I have such a long day, I need something like heavy duty to last all day. And the Dream Liquid Mousse, it blends really well. It has, a pump. It's really hygienic, and it doesn't get too oily either. I'm just not the biggest fan of Maybelline. And their color, even though they have a big color selection, it was a bit ashy on me. And I really like to get, I like to get that perfect match. I'm searching for perfection. So far, I found it in the Estee Lauder Double Wear. And I also, just putting this at the end, I want to talk about NARS Sheer Glow. I got a sample of that at Sephora, and I tried it, even though I'm like, sheer and glow are two things that I really should not be messing with. But the color selection is great. I'm a shade Cadiz. It matched me perfectly, but it only lasted 2 hours on my skin. So if you have dry skin, I recommend it. It looks just like real skin. It just doesn't last very long on my skin, and I do use heavy-duty powder to set mine. So, thank you guys for watching. If anybody watches, I already have one subscriber after only a week, so I'm very happy about that, and thank you, subscriber. And, if you want to request anything, make a request. I'm going to keep on making videos regardless of whether anybody watches or not, because it's super fun. I love to do it. So, have a good day. Bye.